Jimmie lives in the outer reaches of San Francisco with his friend Mont. The two regularly visit the beautiful old house in the Fillmore district where Jimmie grew up. They discreetly restore and maintain the facade of the house and its grounds, much to the annoyance of the current owners. But when those owners have to leave, Jimmie seizes the opportunity to inhabit the house and starts to make it his own. I love this film so much, so let me just gush about the opening. A little girl skips past men in yellow hazmat suits, a street preacher delivers a rehearsed speech about the environmental problems in the Bay, two men waiting for the bus watch, then decide to skate into town instead, the sermon continuing over the top as a voiceover while they plummet into San Francisco in a flurry of lateral dolly shots and slow-motion snippets of onlookers, a kind of cross-section montage of the city's gentrified center. With its opening moments, the last black man in San Francisco loudly declares its intent to approach the complex, thorny topic of gentrification and heritage with offbeat humor and idiosyncratic, varied and limber visuals and soundtrack. This aesthetic approach isn't just stylistic playfulness, it's an important way into the world of this beautiful Victorian house that dominates the film. Inside, it's all rich dark wood, leather, brass and stained glass windows through which multicolored shafts of light are visible in the floating dust. Chef's kiss. Outside, the bay is lit with strong, low, golden lights like the sun is constantly setting, and several shots through long telephoto lenses see the city surrounding minuscule characters. All of this adds up to casting San Francisco in a really romantic light, and I suppose you could say that the film is about really loving a place and knowing it doesn't love you back. This attention to detail lends the film a very particular sense of place, which is incredibly important to the central theme of gentrification. Now on that, it's a touchy topic, and the film deals with it in a sensitive and light manner without reducing it to caricature. For example, early in the film, Jimmie and Mont run up against a slimy realtor who shifts overpriced houses, but he is a San Francisco native, as entitled to the area as they are. The owners of the house could be, to be honest, minor Portlandia characters, but then they're crushed when they're wrenched from their home, and Jimmie is visibly conflicted about that. And of course the area that the house is in is only affordable for Jimmie's granddad because the previous inhabitants, mostly Japanese, were removed and imprisoned in internment camps during the Second World War. So Jimmie's claim to the area is conflicted too. In those moments, the film is really illustrating that there's a complex story when it comes to ownership of a place. It's impossible to pin down the movie on this particular topic, and instead it opts in the end to not try to solve the problem. The closest it gets to a definitive point is an apocalyptic slow-motion dolly into a new building site with someone speaking over the top, "You never own shit." Well, I felt that. I thought that was pretty true. Now, The Last Black Man in San Francisco is a stunning debut from director Joe Talbot and from co-writer and lead actor Jimmie Fails, who I can't believe is non-professional. It's got a fab cast, particularly Jonathan Majors as Mont and Danny Glover as his grandpa. It's funny, it's beautiful, it's thoughtful, and it'll linger in your mind a long time after you see it. Which you definitely should, because it's out in the UK today. That's it from me, but as ever, with such a rich and insightful film, I'm sure you've got something to say about it, so let's have a chat in the comments down below. I'd love to see what you think about it. Have a good one. Bye for now.